Are you into bloodletting and leeches? No, but they are. Welcome. This is part 3 of book 1 for Morte de Arthur, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Welcome. So we're talking about the battle, okay? We're talking about how Arthur, King Ban, and King Bors, they become friends, okay? They're allied with each other, and they're up against 11 different kings who have an army 50,000 strong. King Ban, King Bors, and Arthur's army combined is but 30,000. And so they're short 20,000 people. But they kind of know the lay of the land and they use that to their advantage, which really helps dwindle down those numbers. And at some point, Merlin has to stop everybody. He's like, y'all lost some people and you guys got problems over there up in your homes. So go back home because you guys have people all up in your kitchen right now. So the kings are like, oh my God, what do you mean? Like there's people all up in my, you better go check it out. Okay, your enemies are in your house right now. Go home. And then Merlin comes to Arthur and he's like, look at you. You like lost a lot of people. You want to keep fighting? What's wrong with you? Divvy up the spoils of your war amongst your knights and amongst your allies and pause. We have work to do. We need to make more money, gather resources. We need to do something about this. Which, by the way, okay, I'm like, Merlin, weren't you the one being like, here, let me call the shots? Like, here, let me tell you when to fight, when not? I don't know. Okay, Merlin, I guess you're one of those type of girls. So as Arthur is on his way back to Castle Carlion, Merlin comes to him disguised in a sheepskin and ugly boots, and he looks all dirty. And he's like, you need to go to the Temple of the Light so that you can purify your spirit. And Arthur sees this guy and he's like, oh my God, get away from me, you churl. You're like poor. What the heck? Completely forgetting his roots, by the way. Sir Ulfius sees this and he goes, Arthur, that's Merlin in disguise. He just like, he does that. He does that sometimes. But like, okay, I guess, you know, Merlin was just trying to see like if he'd be playing in people's faces as this like humble guy, you know what I mean? Obviously, Arthur's totally embarrassed, right? And on his way to that Temple of the Light or whatever, he meets this lady and her name is Leonor. And he gets her pregnant, okay? He gets her pregnant. Arthur be doing that, getting people pregnant. You'll see. While King Rience of Ireland is bullying like King Leo de Grance. So King Ban, Bors, and Arthur are like, oh, we're gonna help you out. And now they helped him out. They fought off King Rience, who's also causing drama over there with the 11 kings. And then they won the allegiance of King Leo de Grance. I don't know if that's important, but let's keep going. So in true jealous fashion, because he's a hater, all right, Lot sends his wife and his 4 sons, or 4 kids, I should say, to go to Arthur's court and kind of just see what Arthur's up to, right? Because King Rience he's wrecking the place, okay? All the 11 kings are dealing with the chaos that is King Rience. And so Mordred, the wife of Lot, and her sons, Gawain, Gaheris, Agravain, and Gareth are all there in Arthur's court. And during that time, Arthur gets Mordred pregnant. So yeah, so he got this other girl pregnant and then gets this girl pregnant. And I think he's also married to a girl named Guinevere, back from when he helped King Leo de Grance. So he's, yeah. On his passage back to Carlion, he sees this thing called a questing beast. It's a hart, or in other words, a deer, a great elk. And it is uncatchable. And he comes across this and he sees a knight named Palamedes. And Palamedes is like, dude, don't go after that, okay? Don't go after that, all right? I'm going to kill it. It's like kind of like mythical and kind of cursed. Like it's an uncatchable elk, and it has this weird roaring sound in its belly. Okay, it's not like your typical elk. And Arthur's like, no, I want to go get it. But like, that's the thing. It like bewitches you. You're like always chasing the elk. You'll essentially die chasing that elk. That's how bad it is, right? So Arthur like falls asleep in the forest while he's chasing this elk. And he has this dream of like a dragon and like it laying like siege to all the lands, burning the lands, like everything. He has like this terrible, almost dark omen-esque like dream. And at this time that he's asleep, when he awakes, he sees a boy passing in the forest. The boy's like 14 years old. It's actually Merlin disguised. He's disguised. Merlin's disguised. And so the boy's like, look, I know of your father, okay? Your real birth father. I know of your lineage. And you need to listen to me when I tell you this. And like Arthur's like, you're just a kid. Go away. Like, I'm not gonna listen to you. So Merlin reappears again. Dun, dun, magic. And he is now disguised as a very old man. And he's like, look, I need to tell you about the origins of your birth. And Arthur's like, oh my God, you're so old. Okay, tell me. And so he says, Lady Igraine is your mother. Your father was Uther Pendragon. Mordred is your sister. You got your sister pregnant, and now God is mad with you. And this baby that she's going to have is gonna be your demise. Arthur's like, oh my God, my mom is out there. Like my real parents are still there. So, you know, they meet with Ulfus and Sir Ector, who confirm that Lady Igraine is actually the mother of Arthur, and send for Lady Igraine to reunite with Arthur. And during this time, Ulfus is like, you know what? She's a traitor. Because of her treachery, because of her cowardice, we're in these wars with these 11 kings. And Lady Igraine is like, you know what? Hold on. You knew, Ulfus, and so did Sir Ector. You both knew that Arthur was the son of Uther. You also knew about how he was conceived, Ulfus. By the way, so did Merlin. All of you guys could have said something, and none of you did. I was like, dang, that's right, Lady Igraine. Don't let these men place the blame on you. You were nothing but a good lady. Nothing but a good lady. So during this event, they celebrate for like 8 days, and then the celebration gets cut short because Griflet, who at the time is a squire, is like, I need to avenge my master Miles. There's like this guy, this knight over there at like this fountain, and you know, there's some Romans trying to like pass through the lands, and it's all weird right now, but like they killed my homie, they killed Miles, and I need to go avenge his death. And you know, Arthur makes Griflet a knight, and Griflet loses and he gets damaged really bad. But don't worry, they had really good leeches, and they threw some leeches on him, and he got healed miraculously in like a week. But Arthur was like, no, I gotta go avenge him, so I'm gonna go fight that night at the fountain. And so he does, and there's lots of blood and gore, and it's really bad. Little does Arthur know, he's fighting King Pellinore, okay? Who is huge, big, like he is no match for King Pellinore. Merlin sees that this fight is getting too crazy, and he's like, magic. And the spell makes Pellinore fall asleep for like 3 hours, of which Merlin rescues Arthur and takes him to like some place to get healed by some more leeches. You're gonna have to go to part 4. To part 4. The leeches. Just throw some leeches on there.